is Jonathan Emery, aka Project Northeast. I'm up here in beautiful North Conway, New Hampshire, which is one of my favorite places in all of New England. I come up here often to vacation with the family, but more often than not, I'm up here to ride my mountain bike on the world-class trails that are around the valley. This year for 2020, I've been asked to do a little video and put together something for a historic build and a partnership with the White Mountain Bike Coalition and the White Mountain Trail Collective. Together, joining forces, they're bringing you an infrastructure project which the likes we haven't seen here in the Northeast, other than private businesses and stuff like that. They're bringing in almost $200,000 to the valley to build infrastructure trails to better utilize the area. And let me tell you, I've been riding them and they're fantastic. We'll take a look at how this project came about. We'll do some interviews, and then at the end of the video, obviously, we'll shred the new trails. So stick around, check it out. The White Mountain Bike Coalition, aka ridenoco, drafted up an ambitious infrastructure trail project for the hurricane zone off the side of Cranmore Mountain. The scope of the project involves the addition of 3 new trails for 2020 into 2021. The first is a mountain bike specific raw downhill flow trail paralleling the existing Cranmore Connector hiking trail. The second will be a 2-way trail used primarily for climbing from Cranmore base area to the height of land near Senduro. And the third will be a downhill specific flow trail from the Senduro area down to the base of Cranmore Mountain. The purpose of the new Cranmore Connector, built by Idaride Builders, is to remove user conflict on the existing Cranmore Connector, separating high-speed mountain bike traffic from hiker traffic. The other 2 trails, built by Tyrol Trails and Tulip Trails, will provide access from the Cranmore base area to the hurricane zone and vice versa, to alleviate parking concerns at the water tower on Hurricane Mountain Road, and make Cranmore Mountain the hub for most all mountain bike activities in the hurricane zone.
Hi, I am Melanie Luce. I am the Executive Director of the White Mountain Trail Collective. We are a group that focuses on muscle-powered or human-powered trails. So hiking trails, mountain biking trails, rock climbing access trails, and then we've even had some talks with some partnerships about some backcountry ski trail.
So as the director of White Mountain Trail Collective, how did you get involved up here with ridenoco and the project that's going on this year?
We put out a call to the Saco district and partners, and our partners are trail maintainers, that we'd be doing projects in the Saco, and ridenoco was one of the partners that contacted us and proposed the project.
What's the grand scope of what's going in this year up in Cranmore?
So we have partnered with a few different partners. Some partners are trail maintainers and other partners are landowners. So Cranmore Mountain is the landowner partner. We also have some local land trusts in the area that we're partnering with. And then the club we are partnering with is ridenoco, and they are the trail maintainer. And basically the White Mountain Trail Collective, we kind of talked about different user groups and how we represent them equally, and there is a significantly less amount of trail mileage-wise in the mountain biking world than there is in the hiking world. And we decided that New Tread could be a way that we could help support their networks locally in their communities, and also at the same time help them build trail maintenance crews and skills within their community.
And all of this is, based on Cranmore's, generosity of using their land, correct?
Yeah, it is private land. We worked with them on how this would look in perpetuity for the long term, and we have agreements that this would be opened to the public.
Wow, so it's almost like a free bike park that you guys raised the funding for. Cranmore said okay to give the land, to use their land, and basically every user group kind of benefits in a way.
Yeah, and then ridenoco will be the organization, the club that is responsible for maintaining the trails. That maintenance piece is important, especially to us, the Trail Collective. Our mission is to protect the trails, preserve the legacy, while the legacy of mountain bike trail and mountain bike trail maintainers might not be as old as the hiking trail maintainer legacy, it's still a legacy, and we're seeing more and more people get into mountain biking. Families are teaching their kids to get into mountain biking. It's a super fun sport, can be really family friendly, and we also just want to communicate and educate that piece that as we build these trails, as we create these networks also need to be maintained to be sustainable. So we're hoping that folks also get involved with their local club and help maintain the trails as well.
I'm Peter Ostrowski. I grew up here in the Mount Washington Valley, and after a time kind of away bouncing around, landed back in the valley helping out the local mountain bike community, and now part of the White Mountain Bike Coalition and acting as vice president as part of the board. Yeah, we're lucky here as a community. You know, we're in this area that's surrounded by a lot of public lands, and a number of years ago in the 90s we had a couple kind of key mountain bike influencers who helped start the local group to advocate for our trails, and they really initiated the conversation with the landowners back in 1990, whatever, over 20 years ago, and they put a lot of work in and built an incredible network of trails. And along the way, we've kind of found new zones and coordinated with new land managers, and now we have this kind of energy going where we have a younger crew moving in to take some leadership and put some effort forth into staying current with mountain biking and building progressive trails that people love to ride, and really realizing like we have a really unique area here in the Mount Washington Valley with tons of XC trails, kind of a blossoming bike park scene at Cranmore, and a lot of vert to be had amongst our mountains, and connected by a lot of public land. So,
hi, I'm Chris McKay. I'm the president of White Mountain Bike Coalition, and I have been a part of the Mount Washington Valley region for the last 10 years. I'm one of the partners at a local CPA firm in the valley, and I grew up in Exeter, New Hampshire, with Fort Rock right out of my backyard. And after college, an opportunity presented itself for me to move up, to move up north and be a part of this community. In early, spring of 2019, Mike and I were in, we were riding a lot together, and we were communicating about what might happen to the scene up here in the mountain bike scene up in North Conway, and he asked me to come on board as the president of the local organization, and I hopped right on board because I think we've got some great natural resources, and I'm excited to see where this can go with some local leadership.
The White Mountain Trail Collective is a relatively new organization, right? So how did you guys get involved with them, and how did this project come about?
So I think the initial conversation with the various entities started with the president of the Mount Washington Valley Trails Association, and they're known right now for the rec path that they're building from Conway, eventually trying to connect up to Bartlett. He invited us to a meeting at the National Forest Saco River Ranger District facility in March of 19, was that? Probably 19, yeah, March of 19. Roundtable discussion. We got into a really good discussion with the Trail Collective and Matt Smith, the president of the Trail Collective, and initially a lot of these projects were related to maintenance items, and they're doing a lot of great maintenance work on some climbing and hiking trails in the valley right
Crawford
now.
Path.
Crawford Path.
Yep.
And some of the people on the board were really pushing for some new mountain bike tread, and so that's when we got involved and spent a lot of time in the summer of 19 looking at different areas and projects and infrastructure, and kind of looking at 5 years and where we were going to be and what we were going to need, and kind of using that strategic plan to lead us into the projects that we were going to propose for the Trail Collective. And Mike was instrumental in that 5-year strategic vision.
My name is Michael Wank. I am vice president of the White Mountain Bike Coalition. I grew up in Plymouth, New Hampshire, in the White Mountains, and I'm a trail builder. I got involved with the organization because I wanted to build trail. I wanted to build trail on mountains and gravity zones, and think we've been doing a lot of that lately. And with the help of the White Mountain Trail Collectives, we've really struck something special over here, and we're on track to become sort of the premier location for gravity riding in the Northeast. And just humbled to be a part of that process at the end of the day. Yeah.
So you built a lot of stuff in Diamond Hill? And
Yeah, I
stuff like
basically built everything at Diamond Hill.
Oh, that's one of my other favorite places to go. It's like the first place I go to in the spring,
Right?
when I want to get some enduro tracks and really get some gnar in.
But really, what struck me with the Trail Collective and us, White Mountain Bike Coalition, was there was a very clear message with them that they are trying to unite user groups and pick projects that work for not just mountain bikers, but hikers and rock climbers and sort of everyone. And we, with the projects that they've assigned for us, tick sort of all those boxes. And the connector trail is a perfect example, because not only is the Cranmore connector itself getting retreaded for better
Summer
use for,
2021.
Yeah, summer 2021 for hiking and for mountain biking, but we're creating a separate trail. We're going to totally separate the town from the uphill traffic. So we're hitting the nail on the head in terms of like uniting user groups for a collective positive purpose, and we're building amazingly fun trail at the same time. So there's going to be a separate down for the Cranmore connector. It's going to be the artery for all of like Redtail, Hurricane,
Kettle.
Candenar, Kettle Ridge, Charlie Don't Surf, 5 downhill trails as of now, and there's probably going to be multiple trails that get built off of that artery
In the future?
In the future, yeah.
Well, that's one thing that I've said about the White Mountain Trail Collective, like, and why I kind of got involved and wanted to be a part of the process, because, I see it as everybody working together, coming to a common goal of, you've got, like you said, different user groups, you've got hikers, you've got bikers, and it seems like if we just work together, we can accomplish so much more to make both of our, particular activities, because I hike too, and bike,
Right.
make it more enjoyable for everybody.
I think we all do. We just enjoy the outdoors, and I think that's kind of an important part of this. Is just we're trying to make it better for everyone who enjoys to recreate in nature right now. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff.
All right, we're up here at the start of Hurricane up in North Conway. We're going to drop into the new Cranmore connector and show you guys what it's all about.
I'm Chris Lawando, owner of Tyrell Trails. I'm out here working on the connector from Cranmore to Kettle Ridge, and then later we'll be working on a trail that's going to be kind of a fun downhill trail from Sendero that'll connect into this trail later in the season as well. Long-time rider, grew up riding here, and really happy to be able to start bringing this connection that's going to be really, it's going to allow us to really expand in the future here, and a lot more is going to be on the way for ridenoco, I think.